because
and that goes for you, kids. No,
yeah.
I don't know.
Because that's a lot of pride too, right?
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Like,
exactly.
each one of those is kind of like your baby, like your art.
The best way that I was explained, that caught my attention. Somebody explained it. They said, Chip Foose, Boyd Coddington, your big players in the automotive, aftermarket, custom car industries, they can't screw up. They can't make a bad one. If they do, it's headline news. So like you can do great cars. You can do 50 great cars.
Right.
Or 50 great bikes or 50 great
but
whatever.
Just that one.
As soon as you get that one, if you're elevated, if you are up and you're in the upper echelon, dude, that is gonna travel like
right.
You might as well just burn the shop down because it's just gonna go. So you do your best to not have that issue. When your customers love you, they'll have a little give and take, but really you don't want to take anything from them. You want to make sure that they get everything that they paid for and everything that it's worth.
Right.
And a lot of times it's more than what they paid for, but you want to give them something. You want to see them happy. Yeah.
Right.
And when they're done and people are in custom cars, custom trucks, riding these custom painted bikes, they feel like superstars. And I love to see that out there. They're out there on the trails, they're out there, in traffic, whatever. They just feel like superstar, man. They feel like they're just, that right there is worth it alone, Besides, of course, making a living, of course.
Right. So you talk about, like, painted bikes and stuff like that. Like,
I love painting bikes, dude.
Yeah.
I lose my ass on painting bikes all the time, dude. All the time. Like,
yeah,
I don't think
pictures you posted.
I don't think I've ever. If you took what I charge for vehicles and you apply that to bikes, I don't think I've ever charged what it takes to paint a vehicle on a bike. I've always just given them so much free labor because I want to do it.
Right.
Because I want to make it happen.
Yeah,
because it's just.
Is it almost like working like on a smaller scale? So it almost be like equivalent to like the model cars that you get as a kid.
Yeah, it's kind of like that.
But it's a bike.
Yeah.
And it's something you enjoy to do. So.
You can get really into it. You can really play. A lot of times when somebody brings me a bike, they have their own ideas.
Mm-hmm. And
it's fun to get in their head. I start telling them, well, bring me more. Bring me send me pictures that you like. I don't care what it is. One guy sent me, what did he send me? Blue balloons, and he said helium balloons, and he sent me an orange fender on a custom car. And he was like, I want these colors. These are my favorite colors right here. So I took the balloons and I matched them. I made them nice, hard pearl metallic color. And then I came in and then I found that orange, which was basically from that actual truck.
Right.
And it was like a house of color, orange, tangerine. And I shot his bike, those colors. And then, of course, I brought in all different types and, played with it. We took the Niner font, which wasn't in any font. So we had to make the font.
Oh, wow.
And we changed Niner to Send Nudes. And so now it said Send Nudes down the bike. So, but you couldn't see it just right unless you really read it. And you're like, oh, hey, send nudes, But it's just those little things that I don't know, I like to play with.
That sounds badass.
It's like a little mini vacation to me.
Right.
But still in the shop. Because I get to do stuff and break out of, the norm. The norm.
So, like, when you get the bike, is it already stripped down?
Oh, yeah.
So
Everybody's got to bring it stripped down, man. I don't paint them when they're together. That would be very, very hard.
Yeah, because that would take more time to take everything apart.
They're already hard to get, like, the clear and everything wrapped around.
Especially because of all the, where the axle goes.
Oh, yeah. Just getting inside the frames and stuff without making like in the corners without getting a run or bunching up metallic or having issues like that.
Right.
Yeah, you're really I do it and the shop is shut down. Nobody's bugging me. The headphones are in. I'm jamming, and I'm just getting in there.
Right.
Sometimes I'll break out airbrushes, all kinds of stuff. I'll have 2 guns with clear in them. One of them's got like a 1.0 tip or a 0.8 tip, where I can just barely get the clear in the corners, and then the other one's a hoser, So, I mean, I really do have to do a lot to get the bikes done. Like I said, a lot more than automotive, and I do lose my ass, but I like to do it.
What type of bike was the hardest to work on because of all the different designs of the frame?
Hands down, I'd have to say that it was Dan Carmen's V10 with the American flag.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it actually had me going cross-eyed a few times because it had to wave and and of course I'm trying to make it look as lifelike as possible, which I feel like I achieved, but you had to
I didn't know you did that one.
Yeah.
That's badass.
Yeah, it just really had like the waves went to it. You could see it was using realism as the best that I could possibly get that realism. But to paint a flag waving on a carbon frame that you have very little real estate,
right?
So you have to make every little bit of it count. Wow. And I felt like in the end I got it. I nailed it. But that one was actually painted in my kitchen because it was so much detail I had to do to it.
Right.
To where it was just like, I just went in there with a 36 roll paper, just rolled it out on the counters and then put some plastic down and I'm there airbrushing.
Yeah.
Because I needed the AC, I needed the stereo, I needed everybody out of my head. You know what I mean? I was like, I told wifey at the time, like, just go to your mom's. Leave me alone. I gotta do this.
Right.
And so that's what I did, and it was awesome. It was a good experience. That one definitely was a good experience. I have one coming at me right now. It's gonna be the hardest bike that I've ever painted.
Really?
My own.
Yeah, that was good. You beat me to that question, man. But I was gonna ask you that. Like, I have. So speaking of which, do you have a custom?
I've got a couple of ideas. But I'm very, very. I've got like a writer's block thing going on right now. Once I dive into it, I think that I'm going to have to dive into it on a Friday night and just not stop till Sunday.
Right.
Just keep going. Because I know it's going to become more and more and more.
You should just go for a ride and with the idea in mind, like what you should think of, and then I think it'll come to you.
Yeah, I think it's going to come. Well, no, I mean, not even that. Like, I can plan all day, but once it starts laying out on the bike, I'm going to change it. Right. It's going to get different. And I've had a few ideas, but...
Because it evolves as you're doing it.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Sometimes you just see stuff and you're just like, that looks too cool not to do it again.
And that's kind of like how I do like my YouTube videos and things like that. Mm-hmm. I kind of picture like a sculpture.
Yeah.
I mean, in this sense, it's like a bunch of videos. And I just keep stripping away at it until it reveals itself. I really don't have a script or anything.
Yeah.
And perhaps maybe that's why, like one of the reasons why... it doesn't flow as well to some people, but at the same time, it's kind of like
it's organic.
Like you're talking about getting in your mind. Yeah. I like to do things organically.
It's organic, dude.
The way it goes,
mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and that's like what I tell people: just send me stuff that you like, and then when they start sending me stuff that they like, they're like, they'll send me a picture of a waterfall, or this catches my eye every time I walk into the house, and it's like, a tangerine and orange like mixture, mm-hmm. On like a picture when they walk into their house. And these things, like, the colors turn them on, and then that's when I'm like, okay, I can play off of that.
Right.
But it's what they like. It's when I want them to walk by, and they just can't stop looking at their bike. You know what I mean? Like, every time they walk by, they're just like, I gotta look at it some more, Right. They stop, they appreciate it, and then they roll on, Same thing with